When's the last time you practiced withdrawing from others? What's up, 316 fam? It's your boy and your girl, Stephanie Jackson, Cam Jackson, in the building. Welcome to another edition of Pastor's Corner. Today we're going to be talking about something that Jesus was the master of. Jesus was a servant of all. Actually, the disciples asked, if we want to be the greatest, who's the greatest amongst us? And they had an argument. Who's the greatest amongst us? Who's the greatest? Who's the greatest? And Jesus said, the greatest will be a servant of all. And I often found myself wanting to be a servant of all, but when I found myself being a servant of all, I was serving. And I gotta be honest, I almost served myself out of the kingdom. I served so much, I wasn't taking care of my soul and heart and mind that I was just doing whatever, yes, and didn't worry about me because I needed to be a servant to all. And then I read the scripture in Matthew 9, verse 30, and y'all, it blew my mind what Jesus is getting ready to do. Mm-hmm. So let's read that scripture.
All right. Mark 9, verse 30 says, they went on from there and passed through Galilee, and he did not want anyone to know, for he was teaching his disciples.
Wow. Right there, that blew my mind. He went to Galilee, and the purpose that he went to Galilee was to get away from y'all.
To get away from the people.
To get away from the people. To get away from the people. And he wanted just to spend time with his disciples. Now notice in this reference, in this Spence leading out of your marriage, the book Emotional Healthy Leader talks about that when you're living a life as single, that your companions, your friends, you should be devoting your life to do and loving them and devoting their heart to. Just like as a marriage couple should devote their lives to one another, it's their greatest witness to Christ. Just like if you're single, your greatest witness to Christ is how well you take care of those around you, you're spending time with your companions. Jesus is single and he withdraws because he wants to be alone and wants to be alone with his disciples. Married couples, we should often withdraw to be alone just with our married spouse, and Jesus does that. He has a servant heart. He's a servant of all. He pours out to others all the time, but he also has good boundaries, and he's willing to withdraw from others just to be with his compadres. Like that to me is like special.
Yeah, and it's we can really learn a lot from this too, because we think of Jesus being, he was for the people, he was always with the people. He even said, no, don't tell the little children that they can't come to me. And it would be easy to paint this picture that he was full access all the time. Mm-hmm. It would be super easy to go there and assume that he had no limitations and no boundaries. But he refers to himself so much in the Gospels as the Son of Man. He never stops being God, no, but he did come into flesh. He crawled inside of the human experience and dealt with all the limitations that come with being a man, a real man. And so he did have limitations and boundaries. He did. And I love what this small little verse is actually saying. It's saying that he intentionally took a back way. They could have gotten somewhere faster if they didn't go through Galilee, but he went through Galilee on purpose to withdraw from the people, to get some more focused time with his disciples, and just to breathe. And so if Jesus is doing that and he's making allowance for his own limitations, if he's erecting a boundary there to honor his time and the time of the ones that he loves, then we really ought to be taking notes on that.
And so for us, it's in application mode, as I think about it, we need to have a cutoff time where we're like, okay, I'm done with work. I'm putting that down. I'm done doing this. I'm putting it down. I need to be intentional. When's the last time you use your vacation? Just like, you know what? I'm going to be intentional about getting away with the ones I love. I'm going to be intentional, and I'm going to make it a priority, because Jesus often made it a priority. Now, some of us, you might be the opposite. Maybe you are always away from people. You need to up your service. And you're like, man, you need to jump in. And maybe you've been on the sidelines for too long. Maybe you need to jump in the game and get in the water and start serving others, where it's not about you. But to those who are serving their life out of their self, that's not a healthy mode either. We are not to serve so much where we end up are depleted and we lose ourselves, like Martha. She's just serving and serving and serving and serving. She's serving so much that she gets mad at others who aren't serving, like Mary. Yeah. And all of a sudden her servanthood, she gets a pride in her servanthood, and she becomes resentful to others who aren't serving. And it's like, Mary, Jesus, you see Mary, she's doing nothing. She needs to help me. And Jesus says to Martha that Mary has chosen the best portion, and she's chosen Jesus for herself. And Jesus is a guy who knows how to keep boundaries. So you can both serve your whole heart for God, but also have boundaries, and where you're staying away from people and you're intentionally having fun, you're intentionally spending time with the one who you're loving, you're intentionally investing back to yourself. And you have to be intentional about that. Like Pastor Steph said, he went to Galilee. He purposely went where no one else was there, so he could have some free time. I think that's a spiritual enrichment in that. I think there's worship in that. I think it's a holy moment. And so I want to encourage you to withdraw from people, take some time off, go have fun, and enjoy life. Part of worship is enjoying the things that God created.
Yeah.
And that pleases the Father's heart. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, that's not where the conversation ends, but it's where one begins. Till next time, holla at your boy and holla at your girl. Peace.
Peace.